Today's mathematics with your girl Sunshine Monie L. Today is 2:59, but I haven't seen you guys in a few days. Woo. I took a few days off. Did y'all miss me? I'm not gonna tell y'all I missed y'all, but no, I missed y'all. Let me stop. But yeah. So let's do like a little bit of a recap. It's been a few days. I the Leo moon doing my little thing, and I was feeling it all in my Leo placements. How was y'all feeling under that Leo full moon? It was a good time. Well, now we under the Virgo full moon, so we back to action. You know what I'm saying? So let's do a little recap before we get to today. All right, because I ain't been here in a couple days. Peace to the green eyes. Okay. Okay. So 212. That was on a Wednesday. I was on a day of Eshu. We was on a day of knowledge and wisdom, bringing us understanding. We was putting that into the wisdom. Then we put that into the harvest, because of course, we want to take that power that we now have with that five from our knowledge, wisdom, and wisdom. And harvest that joint, right? So when we harvest our power, the power, the harvest energy, the nine gave us back, one and four, knowledge on our chest, on our imagination, which ultimately Wednesday was a day of power. And we moved in gratitude. Astrologically, astronomically speaking, the full moon was at 8:54 a.m. It was over there in Leo and our thought process. Oh, and Cancer and the constellations, energy exchanges was on home and family, while the mindset was on your Leo, your inner child, and all that fun stuff, right? The moon and Regulus were in alignment together. Mercury also entered the Aquarius constellation. So on the Vedic chart, we now have our throat chakra and being innovative, revolutionary, all that fun stuff. The asteroid Amphitrite was at opposition in the highest in the sky. So not only was the moon up there, but it was next to an asteroid. Like an Aphrodite type of asteroid, giving us the love and the energy towards our feminine energy, and setting the tone for the Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? Sappho entered Aquarius constellation. So for my people that like to date in a very unique way, having those unique kind of relationship dynamics, that energy was there for y'all to have it. On the ancient Kemetic calendar, we entered the energy of Jeb, right? Jeb is all about being persistent, reliable, a friend, faithful, also being open to being sensitive and shy. That was, the thing for me. Laughter starts earthquake and got a friend. So all that happened on the day of Eshu. All that happened on the Wednesday. We loved it there. Then we got into the day of Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? That was Thursday. That was Obatala energy. We all up in our sacral chakra. The mathematics for that day was knowledge and understanding, right? So we took that knowledge and understanding and brought us to a space of, kind of like four is chesed. This is the energy of imagination and things like that, like when we're building upon stuff. Four also deals with like culture, freedom energy. So we take that energy of culture, we're going to put it into the month of two, finding balance, harmony, and righteousness. Two also dealing with wisdom, because of course we want wisdom in our culture, right? That brought us to six, the number of equality. So we're going to take that equality that we got from the culture and the wisdom, and we're going to put that into the year of nine. This is the year of being born, right? Everything we do this year, we're going to give life to. So everything we put up in there. So we put the six into the nine. It brought us back one and five. So now we have knowledge of our power, right? Remember, the day before was a day of power. So now we're having knowledge of our power. Are you guys getting the pattern during the month of two? I hope so. So overall, the day of Thursday was a day of understanding. I mean, a day of equality, six. So it was kind of like, we like smack dab in the Leo energy at this point, but in the same vibe, like the moon was just starting to enter Virgo on the tropical chart. So, Virgo rules over the sixth house. So we had that nice alignment with our, our intuition, nurturing our Virgo energy, organizing self, focusing on our health, wellness, daily routine, what we learn, what we listening to, all that fun stuff. So that was heavy on the Thursday, right? We wanted to organize ourselves astrologically, astronomically speaking. Now we're going into the waning gibbous moon. So now we're starting to get into that moon of cleansing. We started the day off at 100% waning gibbous moon, right? So Ceres reached the max brightness. Ceres is the asteroid of agriculture. The sun has officially entered Aquarius constellation on that day. So now we have the sun in alignment on the tropical, the Vedic, and the Draconic chart in Aquarius. And that's really exciting, right? Being revolutionary, being innovative, all about the we type vibe. Y'all want to get into the Kabbalah vibes of Aquarius? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit. I'll read it to y'all. Let's chat about it. So let me go to my handy dandy notebook. You know what I'm saying? and I'm going to read y'all about, the alignment. Now that we in full alignment for the next few days, we are officially, all the way across the board in Shabbat. This correlates with the astrological sign of Aquarius, which is the air sign. It's the third of the air signs, the first two being Gemini and Libra, right? Aquarius represents the left column of the three, is ruled by two planets. Traditional astrology attributes this birth of this month to be Saturn, while modern astrology has given this credit to Uranus. Saturn is the seventh planet in our solar system. This is the planet of judgment, order, responsibility, discipline, and laws, right? Uranus is the eighth planet in the solar system, the one that breaks the proximity and limitations of the seven. You're dealing with the 7 days, the 7 colors, the 7 notes, the 7 continents, woo wop. Uranus elevates us to new consciousness and new concepts beyond limitation. This is why the age of Aquarius and the month of Aquarius are considered times of change, okay? Both are times of new knowledge, inventions, humanity, and the need to help to understand and support the needy. And so, Aquarius is associated with the Keters, which is the first Sephiroth. Getting the knowledge, whatever. So, and then Aquarius is also associated with the 11th house. This is the house of mastery. So this is kind of like, being rooted upward and downward at the same time when you're dealing with Aquarius energy, right? The energy of Uranus also connects to the air element, intellectualism, innovations, and new concepts that will bring the world to a higher level of consciousness. Aquarians are rebellious by nature because they're constantly faced with penetrating questions concerning their individuality, their uniqueness, and their identity. This is the reason they strive to break old boundaries. And to Aquarians, the past is but a fleeting moment, but they disconnect from the past in order to find a fresh and unfamiliar reality, the new truth to fit the new times. Uranus orbits the sun every 84 years, which explains a common phenomenon of midlife crisis that plagues 40 to 42-year-olds. It's actually a case of Aquarius-itis when we begin to question our life's purpose and make plans for the next 40 years or so. Aquarians make excellent computer technicians, scientists, and social workers. They thrive in doing anything revolutionary, especially in tasks carrying the flag of social political revolution. Also, to remind you, to some people, we are already in the age of Aquarius. To some of you guys, we are not. But Shabbat, according to the Hebrew calendar, symbolizes redemption because Aquarians perceive the world as unified. Kabbalists consider this to be the basis of true redemption. Redemption is when all negativity is cleansed, when humanity is free from evil and fragmentation. And because of their higher level of consciousness, Aquarians are directly linked to this redemptive moment. Aquarians are unique and they stand out in a crowd and cannot be ignored. They show great promise as children and as adults, as they are idealists who strive to change the universe with original ideas. They are rebels, and their concern is the well-being of humanity as a whole, and they rebel against the established ways of doing things, always looking to find new, better ways to solve world problems. And although Aquarians seek justice for all, this is a global quest and not a personal one, all right? They support things that are grand and noble while they fail to be sensitive to those around them who are suffering. Aquarians often lack a sense of the practical, and they are passionately independent and private. Their desire for originality causes them to set themselves apart from the crowd. Despite their friendliness and open-mindedness, they are also the most stubborn of all signs, being a fixed air. They reject all established structures and fight to maintain their individuality and their freedoms. They detest confinement of any sort. So the lessons being learned in Aquarian energy is to be more about the we, get out of your ego in your realms of being revolutionary. And that's a lot of the energy that we get right now, because Aquarius also rules over electronic communication, and that kind of puts a lot of people into their egotistical me while trying to be revolutionary and be innovative with society and societal interactions and stuff like that. So being mindful during this energy of Aquarius. But this is dealing with self-knowledge, the first Sephiroth, unity, power to be one with all, being original, social, rebellious, and detached. So that is what you can experience, think of, and have the spiritual experiences of now that we have the sun in alignment on the tropical, Vedic, and Draconic chart in Aquarius right now, and we love it here. So again, that was all on the 13th, right? On that day of 6 equality, on that day of Obatala. Eros also entered the Aquarius zodiac. So now we have Eros, the asteroid of love, and what would you do to be in a loving relationship, sitting in that revolutionary energy. Everybody lining up with Pluto, because we know Pluto's in Aquarius right now, creating empowerment, transformations, revealing secrets, all that fun stuff, right? And we love it there. Hold on, I got one more recap for y'all. I've been going for a few days. We got 214.9, right? So we started the day with the knowledge of our chesed, right? The knowledge of our freedom, of our culture on the 1 and 4. That brings us to power. We're going to take that power, we're going to put it into this month of wisdom, right? Balance, harmony, law, justice, truth, right? So we're going to take that, put it into the wisdom. That brings us to 7. 7 is the number of God, Libra scales, interpersonal relationships, bonds, and contracts is heavy here. On a Friday, which is a Venusian day, Venus rules over the 7th Sephiro, which is Netzach, which is victory, the celestial technicians, which is also Heru. And we move in gratitude because it was just so much Venusian energy happening on Friday, which was a few hours ago. Did you guys feel it? Did you guys feel everything being all pretty and stuff and beautiful and love? If you didn't feel it, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so we put the 7 into the 9, the year of the harvest and things. 9 spit back out 1 and 6. So now we have the knowledge of the equality. Remember, we ended off yesterday on the day of equality, right? Thursday ended on the 6th. Now today we're getting knowledge of the 6th. You're getting an aha moment about all that Virgo energy you felt on Thursday. Now it's like, oh, this is crazy. So overall, Friday was a day of 7. It was 7 is the energy of God. That's Netzach. That's victory. That's the celestial designers designing everything all beautiful, focusing on like beauty, aesthetics, love, relationships, priorities, what you value, all that fun stuff, right? Astrologically, astronomically happening. We had a tropical Virgo moon still in Leo constellation. So while your mindset was on organization and not bond, and routines and order and moral code, your energy exchanges was still in that Leo, being a thespian, romantic, entering your inner child. So kind of like organizing that inner child experience. You know what I'm saying? Um, the comet 29P Schwachman Watchman reaches the max brightness, and that was over in Leo constellation too. So now we got the moon sitting over there near comets. Comets bring like the ancient celestial energy in outer space, and we love it there, right? The moon was also at aphelion, which is the furthest point from the sun, and that happened at 12:39 yesterday. And then first Ceres was at solar conjunction in Aquarius constellation. Ceres was at 19 degrees, which is, knowledge being born, bringing us to knowledge in our cipher, bringing in knowledge. And then the sun was at 1 and 2, which is knowledge, wisdom, that brings us to understanding. So that is the recap for the astrological, astronomical report. That was the recap for the numerology and all that fun stuff. So let me give y'all a shout out before we go into today, because I see all of y'all on all these platforms going in. Peace to the God Ra. I see you over there. Hey, Carolyn. Peace, y'all, over there on TikTok. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Peace to y'all over here on Meet Me. Knowledge and understanding, all being freedom. Ashe. Oh. You said how's Thursday equality? Because it was the 13th. 1 and 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 9 is, because we're in the year of 9, is 15. That's knowledge of power. And 1 plus 5 is 6. I do it in a life path situation. Hey Davis. Hey Tam. How you doing, love? Hey Bird. Hey Alex. Hello Alex Cartel. Peace, y'all. Hey y'all over there on YouTube. What's up with you? Y'all be going on. Y'all was going in. Y'all must miss me. I miss you guys on YouTube. Oh, look at all of y'all. Hey Brainwash. Hey Atashi. Hey Elbrus. Russia. Peace from the States. La la la. Aurelio. You see shadows moving? Are they good shadows or bad shadows? Me and shadows, we get along. Hey, Rosa. Hello. Hey, Sandy. Ugh, I hate vaping. My sister, she was trying to quit smoking cigarettes and she started vaping, and I thought that was a terrible alternative. It's like putting liquid in your lungs. I just say go. I'm a cold turkey kind of person. I just go cold turkey. I say go cold turkey. La la la. Nuke Lester, what's up? Plenty Henny, exclusive dollar, Muhammad, Venusian is Venus. Hey Fool, Vaughn, peace. Hey, Hotshot. Ooh. Hey, please. Hey, Petro. All right. I done caught up. I done say hi to everybody. So let's get into today's numerology. All right. So today's date is 2/15/9, right? So we start the day with the knowledge of our power. So 1 and 5. One is being the ketters, that's intellect, that's the gut that controls the mind. Everything starts with the thought. Five being, Leo energy, because Leo rules over the fifth house, right? But Leo is also five is also the number of power and supreme mathematics. And then when you get into the Sephiros or the Netarus, five is the Sephiro of discipline. It's dealing with Mars. I be getting Jadula and Jabora mixed up, but I know what I mean. So we dealing with Hera Kahuti. We gonna go with the Netaru version of it. So we're dealing with Hera Kahuti, which is the celestial enforcer. So having that knowledge of your celestial enforcer is key here. Your solar plexus chakra, the gut that controls the mind and everything that starts with the thought. So, paying attention to your gut feeling, paying attention to your solar plexus chakra, paying attention to the thoughts that is giving you. So 1 and 5 come together and it makes 6. 6 is the number of equality. You reap what you sow. So like you're gonna reap it. 6 also deals with like Virgo energy, like organizing, scheduling, routine, habit, moral and integral code, what you're listening to, what you're speaking on. 6 in supreme mathematics is, well, I said it is already equality, right? 6 dealing in the Sephiros or the Netarus, that's Tippereth, that's Leo, that's the sun to get to the God, right? All of your Sephiros lead to the Tippereth, all the, Tippereth, your heart is connected to all your other body organs and systems, right? On a physical level, on a spiritual level, it is as well. It's called Tippereth, all right? And so, you're going to take that, solar plexus chakra and connect it to your confidence, courageous self of your Tippereth, which brings us to 6, right? We're going to take that 6, we're going to put it into the month of 2. This is the month of February. Numerology speaking, it's 2 for whatever historical events had to happen to align it to 2, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, it's your world. However, in this space and time, we use a calendar that says it's 2, so we're going to use the 2. All right. So this is, 2 is associated with Mayat. That's balance, harmony, law, justice, truth, and righteousness. What is your internal law? You know what I'm saying? Is your heart staying light as a feather? Now, 2 in the astrological sense is ruled by Taurus energy, right? What you value and what you prioritize. This is a space of business, love, wealth, forgiveness, beauty and aesthetics. 2 is also, we said it was associated with Mayat, but 2 and the Sephiros deals with Chokma. This is Jupiter. This is wisdom. This is when you exercise your knowledge and different things happen and it gives you wisdom, right? So we're going to take that 6 of equality, that 6 of the Tippereth, that, 6 of the moral and integral code that we get from our habits and all that stuff that we're learning on and stuff. And we're going to put that into this month or two of balance, harmony, and the celestial law. We come up with our celestial laws, we deal with our habits, right? That brings us to 8. Transformations occur, building and destroying in supreme mathematics. 8 deals with Scorpius energy of transformation, empowerment, secrets coming out, solar plexus chakra. This is the external side of the solar plexus chakra, where now we're manipulating and changing things around based upon that 1 and 5, what the gut told you to do, where that knowledge is at, right? So now we're in the 8 of building and destroying. We're going to put that 8 into the year of 9. This is the year of harvest. You reap what you sow, so like you're going to reap it. 9 in supreme mathematics is the number of born, right? Giving birth to something. 9 in the Sephiros and the Netarus is Yesod. This is moon, Cancer energy, right? This is being born, giving birth. I don't know how else to word this. 9 in the astrological realm, the 9th house is Jupiter. Jupiter rules over the sacral chakra. We're still in the year of being born, giving birth to something, dealing with your reproductive self, right? So we're going to put that 8 of transformation, building and destroying, into the year of 9. We want to harvest what we build and destroy. We want to harvest that empowerment. We want to harvest that transformation. Some of you guys deal with the 8s and y'all get traumatized. I don't really like to use the word trauma. I like to use the word challenges, but you do what you want to do with it, right? So we're going to put that 8 into the 9. It's going to bring us back 1 and 7, right? Now we have knowledge of the energy of God. We have 7. 7 is the Libra scales, making sure your heart stays light as a feather. That's law, justice, truth, and righteousness. That is the Maya energy. We have knowledge of that now. We're acting on it now. We're taking initiative on it now, right? 7 is Natal. which is the celestial designer. Now remember, on Friday was the life path day of 7, right? So today we having the knowledge of 7 before we get to that energy of 8. Today is a day of building and destroying transformations and rebirth. Today is a day of empowerment, right? Today is the day of the solar plexus chakra. Today is the day of Sebek. Sebek rules the 8th Sephiro, the 8th sphere. This is the celestial technicians labeling and organizing things in our space. The 8th Sephiro is ruled by Mercury. Mercury likes to organize and box things and separate things and stuff like that. All right, so that's what we're dealing with in the energy of 8. 8 is being brought to us by the letters H, Q, and Z. All right. Now remember, we started the day off on a day of 6. So people born on the 6s, that's 6, 15, 24. This is a great day for you guys. My 3, 6, and 9s, with your emotions being equal spaces. You guys that's dealing with equality of give and take. You know what I'm saying? You guys working on your health, wellness, and daily routine, planning and organizing things out. Scheduling things is a big thing right now, and we're going to get into the astrological report in a minute. But, we under the Virgo moon. So, you guys will definitely feel that in your intuitive self with the, that 6, starting the day off with a day of 6 that was brought to us by our solar plexus chakra. So be empowered by how you're planning things out into your space, right? That 6 is brought to us by the letters FOX. F being, fire energy. So we are taking initiative. The letter O being air. So that's intellect. And the letter X being earth. We're bringing it to fruition, right? And then, so it's a life path energy today of 8 transformations. 8 deals with business too. So it's a great day to be on business and stuff like that. As far as the letters for 8 goes, I said it already, right? H, Q, and Z. So H is, now we're starting with water. That's intuition, right? Then Q is air. That's intellect. And then, hey, I keep forgetting Z. Z's not really associated with any letters, with any element. It's kind of like off on its own into the ether. So, we're being etheric, by the end of the day, and it's fun here. I don't know. But aligning your intuition and your emotions together is definitely key, especially as you learn how to build and destroy some things in your space, to create and balance and, be confident and courageous. And yeah, I don't know. Rewind back to the first, the last 6 minutes, hear it again. I don't know what to tell y'all. Anyway, so we've went over the numerology, the gematria. Let's get into the netarus of the day. Wah, wah, wah. So I move over my handy dandy notebook. La la la. I see y'all over there in the comments. I got y'all. I'm gonna get back to y'all in a second. Don't want y'all to feel ignored. But y'all know I be trying to stay on a time thing here. Okay, so as far as the 8 Sephiro goes, being on a day of 8, in the comedic realm, this is the deity of Anpu. Canaanite is Raphael, and the Kabbalah is Had. Yoruba is Alegba or Eshu, and Hindu Kush is Mantanji, Sebek, and the Merkaba. This is the 8th sphere, dealing with the planet Mercury. The day is Wednesday. The color is saffron, which is red and black. The number is 3, and the gems is emerald. Herbalism, to have in your bath, you want Arbre Camino, Arasa Contoto, oregano, lavender, or larkspur. The oils is lavender or lily of the valley. And then incense is lavender or lily of the valley as well. The Hikal today is Ang, A-I-N-G. The planetary is Ong, Brang, Bring, Brong. The spiritual direction for today is the northeast, and the mundane direction is the south. As far as the personality portfolio, like the effects that the number 8 has on your animal spirit, emotional traits, some positive ones are being sharp and witty, fond of travel, critical but in a positive way, able to separate issues based on externals, diplomatic, cold and pedantic, logical minded, highly dependent on information and communicative. Some negative traits for today is being critical, a busybody, opinionated, inconstant in belief, pretending to know yet ignorant, mischief maker, gossiper, scheming, cunning, argumentative, proud, sly, lying, and selfish, right? Some mental traits for today: segregative thinking, labeling, defining the verbal clothing of what is known, felt, and perceived, syllogistic logic and imitation, some social correspondences, quick-witted people, good learners from mere observation, even without a teacher. Some careers or functions that are on the forefront today. So-called intellectuals, scholars, um, students, teachers, ambassadors, astrologers, mathematicians, clerks, technicians, relatively inexperienced lawyers, preachers, teachers, traders, young men, office workers, printers, schemers, financial schemes, thieves, journalists, good speakers, diplomats, politicians, and specialists, right? Spiritual function, however pragmatic and necessary for the manipulation of physical phenomenon, the mastery of definitions, names, and descriptions, the fundamental elements of our education does not constitute knowledge or reality. Proceeding with awareness of this limitation will bring us good fortune. Proceeding without awareness of this limitation brings misfortune. We speak glibly of the person coming into the being in the third month of gestation, of life arising out of the chance of coming together of non-living particles. Um, yeah. Some key phrases for today: disunion due to segregative thinking through the use of clever tactics, clever words, adroitness by paying attention to details, pride in one's education, logical ability, verbal ability, litigations, arguments, having the facts, data, and being informed. So that is the numerology, the gematria, and the netarus of today, it being a day of 8, building and destroying transformations and all that fun stuff, right? So let's get into the astrological astronomical report. We start the day off with a 94% waning gibbous moon. We are in the moon of cleansing. We are cleansing the tangible things out of our space, and that's really exciting, right? Moon rising at 8:49 p.m. and setting at 8:15 a.m. Tropically, Vedically, as well as Draconic, we're in Virgo all across the board. At least that's how we start the day off. I know the moon is moving nonstop, just as all the other planets are. So give me grace. This is all about what happened at midnight. How did we start the day? All right, so we're in Virgo all across the board, mind, body, and soul. The nakshatra for this energy is Uttara Falguni, and we're going to talk about it. So hold on a second as I scroll up to that page so that we can talk about it. La la la, la la la. So this is the 12th nakshatra in Vedic astrology. It goes from 26 degrees Leo to 10 degrees Virgo. It's ruled by the sun and it's associated with the deity Ariyaman, a god of compassion, patronage, and supportive relationships. This nakshatra is considered a nakshatra of service, duty, and commitment, and is closely connected to the themes of stability, growth, and long-term success. Leo is a fire sign that's associated with dynamism and personal recognition. The Virgo portion of this nakshatra brings in qualities of practicality, service, and attention to detail. So this nakshatra is where commitment and duty are highly emphasized. The symbol is the back part of the bed or a royal throne, which represents rest, stability, and the ability to provide support. It can also symbolize the need for comfort, but with an emphasis on stability and service rather than mere indulgence. Okay, the deity of this nakshatra is Ariyaman, a Vedic god of patronage, friendship, and mutual support. This deity is associated with lawful contracts, marriage, and reciprocal relationships. He is also connected to the concept of justice, honor, and mutual respect in partnerships. The sun is the ruler of this nakshatra, which governs self-expression, authority, and responsibility. People with strong placements in this degree, in this constellation, are often called to serve others, fulfill their commitments, and work towards long-term goals. I won't lie, I got like a couple placements in this nakshatra. The sun also adds a sense of prestige, honor, and recognition to the nakshatras. This makes this nakshatra where individuals often seek status and acknowledgement for their contributions. Some positive traits is being responsible and reliable and committed to your duty, contributing to society and the fulfillment of helping others. It favors long-term relationships, business partners, and steady growth. So wanting to have those kind of conversations, building towards those kind of things today might be, something to think of. I know it's still a Sabbath day, so that's another, we'll get into that later anyway. Negative traits. this nakshatra can manifest as overworking, a tendency to become focused on the duty at the expense of personal enjoyment or rigidity in relationships. People may become overly concerned with perfection and may struggle with a lack of spontaneity and flexibility. So be mindful of that, y'all. Um, yeah. When the moon transits here, individuals may feel a strong desire to focus on their duties, responsibilities, and obligations. This is a time for working hard, fulfilling commitments, and dedicating oneself to long term goals, right? The transit enhances the desire for stable and committed relationships. It's a favorable time for marriages or partnerships. So, a Virgo moon, like the cardinal vibe or the immutable space, the last 10 degrees of Leo or the first 10 degrees of Virgo, it's a great time to get married if y'all interested. Um, but yeah, it's a good period for making structured plans for the future as well if you guys want to organize yourselves and, long-term planning, especially during the hours of Saturn, and we are in a Sabbath day, which is, all about long-term long-term planning. So that's fun. But yeah, so that's that. That's what the moon is doing. So the sun rises at 6:51 a.m. and it'll be setting at 5:35 p.m. Now we're in Aquarius all across the board in tropical, Vedic, and Draconic chart, right? So mind, body, and soul are all in alignment in that innovative, revolutionary energy, and we move in gratitude. This is all happening. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the moon is over there in the 11th house, which is Aquarius house, while the sun is in the 4th house, which is the moon's house. So, you see like that connection as the sun and moon kind of holding hands in their own little funny way, right? So whatever you're planning and organizing, how you choose to be of service to other people is very revolutionary, innovative, and unique. Probably, something that, people don't really think of too much. Remember, it's all about the we and not the me. In the Aquarius realms of things, with the sun giving you guys that revolutionary experience, remember that's going towards your home and family and your nurturing self, right? Um, the moon is at descending node and decreasing at 1:58 a.m. That already passed, right? As far as the sun, because it's in Aquarius all across the board, we can safely say we are officially in the Kumbh energy and the Hindu calendar. And I can read a little bit about it if y'all want to hear about it. Hold on a second. I gotta find it first. There we go. Yes, thank you, magical glasses. Letting go of attachment, new energy, transformation, and shedding. We love it here. I always love it when you guys expand with me. That's fun. But yeah, Kumbh is Aquarius. This is the water bearer. Element is air. Saturn is a ruling planet, and Uranus in modern astrology. Being innovative, independent, idealistic, and humanitarian. Aquarians are known for their originality, forward-thinking ideas, and desire to improve society. The ruling deity is Shiva, which is the Lord of Time and Lord Vishnu. Aquarius is associated with the innovative and humanitarian aspects of Lord Vishnu, who preserves and nurtures cosmic order. However, Shiva, as the Lord of Time and Transformation, also governs Aquarius's connection to the future and unconventionality. So that's that there, right? Um, the comet 29P Schwarzman Watchman is the smallest distance to the Earth, which we call perigee. And that happens at 2:12 p.m. today. The moon and Parima are at minimal angle at 11:28 p.m. tonight. That happens. The moon will be 4.8 degrees southwest, and yes, it will be visible as we are kind of, coming down from the full moon phase. Parima is the star of prophecy in the Virgo constellation. So, you go throughout your day planning and organizing. You may have your aha moment tonight, showing you guys the results, kind of foreseeing the results of the energy that you guys put forth. Now, Mercury enters Pisces zodiac as well as Draconic Pisces today. Mercury rules over our throat chakra. This is our space of communication, how we listen, how we speak, how we teach, how we learn, our moral and integral code, our habits, our routine. And we move in gratitude here, ear, nose, and throat area. And it's all going into that dreamy Pisces energy. Mercury is also associated with invocation and how we label things. Learning how to be a little less rigid in our technician of separatism and organizing and labeling, and being more flowy and seeing the interconnectivity of certain things. Also making sure your heart is light as a feather in your space of communication and invocation. But yeah, you guys are gonna plan things, but you gotta also trust that there's also a flow with your planning And so, you know, everything can be 90-degree boxes and straight lines and all that stuff, right? So, you know, make your plans and stuff like that, but in the same breath, know that everything is still water and it's going to flow regardless of how, like, you know, your plans are. And we move in gratitude, right? And so we have that connection happening there. Mercury enters the Pisces zodiac, which is our thought process. Zodiac rolls over the tropical chart. That happens this morning at 9:40 a.m. And then Mercury enters the Draconic Pisces, which is our spiritual, our auric body at 9:30 a.m. So like around the same time, you know. But that is the astrological astronomical report for y'all. Um, Pisces season coming in and ending a 333 cycle. Oh, okay. I don't know too much about the 333 cycle. I don't know what we're talking about right there. You're going to have to elaborate for me a little bit. But that is the astrological astronomical report, y'all. So let's get into the calendar of the things. In the ancient Kemetic calendar, we are in the month of Makir. We are still in the season of Peret, which is the season of inundation to growth, the growing season. The approximate date is about like the 9th of February. We started this month and we'll be here until the 9th of March. The zodiac sign is Shu. The ruling deity is Horus or Ra. These are the Egyptian gods whose eyes are associated with protection and power. The eye of Horus represents protection from evil, while the eye of Ra represents fear. Characteristics: the growing season continues with agricultural activities like planting, sowing, and ripening of the crops. I know we just had like the frozen moon. The next moon is going to be the worm moon. So we'll be in that space where the soil should start like loosening up, and you know all that fun stuff. Um and just to remind you guys, in the ancient Kemetic calendar, we get 3 seasons a year. Each season gets 4 months. Each month gets 30 days. The 30 days are divided into 10 days that we call decans. We are currently in the middle of the second decan of the month. Yeah, the second decan of the month on the fifth day of the 15th. So this is the decan of finding harmony and balance and the things that we embarked upon during the first decan of the month, right? We are in the month of Shavat on the Hebrew calendar, and we started this January 29th, right? We oh yeah, I wasn't even here for the New Year's of for the trees. Dang it. That was on February 12th. This is celebrating the natural world and environment. I was gone for a few days, my bad, y'all. But Shavat marks the beginning of the rainy season in Israel. It is the month of growth and renewal, symbolizing the fruit bearing season in the spiritual sense. Excuse me, I felt that. The key words of this month are growth, renewal, and connection to the land. The holiday, Rosh Kodesh, Kodesh, which is what started the month of Shavat, was January 29th. That was the second new moon that we had, which marks a whole moon cycle after the winter solstice, which is also how the new year is calculated. The lunar new year is calculated, right? Getting into the planetary forecast, this year is being brought to us by Wisdom in Our Cipher, Wisdom in Our Power 2025. 5 deals with Hera Kahuti. This is the celestial enforcer. That is Mars Ogun energy. So while last year we were dealing with 2024, which was heavy on the Mayat, the Chesed, the water, this year is heavy on the fire and iron and all things made out of iron and weapons and military and all that fun stuff, right? In the alchemy realm of things, this is the year of gold, being passionate, interesting, and faithful people, attracting many people, generous kindness, and lasting relationships, love of luxury and spending money, ambition, and willpower, being in this year of 9. Also associated with kind of like the same vibes as being in the year of Jubilee, right? As far as the horoscope goes, West African horoscope, we're in the energy of the wealth of amber, blesses the natives with a sense of morality as well as rebellion, giving unique instincts, adventurous but not methodical or organized, highly passionate about material goods that can be easily lost if you're too passionate about it, right? Because 2 deals with Taurus energy, and the lesson for the Taurian vibe is learning that everything cannot be physical and material. Some things are non-physical, emotional, and spiritual, right? The season of the otter. That is where we are in the Native American horoscope. We've been here since January 20th. We'll be here for a couple more days. February 28th is the last day of the otter, right? This is dealing with the butterfly clan, demand bliss and help, inviting us to behave like children, having fun and accepting the flow of life. The strength to smooth out any circumstances is key here. As far as the Celtic or the Druid calendar goes, we're in the energy of Rowan, which is the thinker. This is the animal for this energy is the green dragon. The stone is peridote. Um, some of the key words being original, keen, visionary, morale, free thinker, naturally creative. People in this energy always seek harmony and balance. They're very romantic and always need love to complete their happiness. We are in the year of the wood snake, a period of transformation, creativity, wisdom, and unpredictability, flexibility, and diplomacy, right? Opportunities amongst the challenges being and physical vitality and passionate are some keys for today. Now, as far as the week goes, in the Hebrew calendar, we are on the day of Yom Shishli. No, we're not. Today's the day of the Sabbath. That's because I missed the day, y'all. My bad. Bear with me. And I'm also kind of half asleep. But we're in the day of the Sabbath. This is Saturday. Sabbath means rest. Spiritual significance on the seventh day is the day when God rested from his work or creation. That's Genesis 2 1 to 3. Sabbath is considered the holiest day of the week, a day of rest, reflection, and spiritual rejuvenation. In Jewish tradition, it is a day of connection with God and a time for family and community. It symbolizes the completion and sanctification of creation, and it is a reminder of the importance of taking time to rest and reflect on the blessings of life. So that's always fun. Hey, Joshua, peace to the God. Hey, princess, how you doing, love? So yeah. So the keywords for today is rest, holiness, and spiritual rejuvenation. In the Hindu calendar, Saturday is Shanivar, which is ruled by Lord Shani, Saturn, right? Characteristics, Lord Shani is the god associated with karma, discipline, justice, and life lessons. Saturn is a planet, represents challenges, hard work, and responsibility. Shani is often seen as a stern but fair deity who rewards hard work and pushes laziness and punishes laziness, not pushes. Okay. Some associated activities for today. Saturdays are dedicated to worshiping Lord Shani and seeking relief from the effects of Saturn's influences, especially for those with challenging positions of Saturn in their birth chart. It is a day for reflecting on one's actions, observing fasting, and performing Shani pujas. Many devotees offer black sesame seed, oil, iron to the Lord Shani to appease him and mitigate the maleficent effects of Saturn. So that's what we got there for the day of the Sabbath. Remember, in the Kemetic calendar, we are in the decan of Jeb, and Jeb is that goes on till February the 29th. So we're here for the rest of the month, y'all. Well, we don't get a 29 this year, so we're here for the rest of the month, y'all. Um, this is being persistent, reliable, a friend, faithful, open, sensitive, shy. The god of friendship, laughter starts earthquakes here. So being happy is the key. Joy, we love joy. So let's get back into the forecast room. If I never tell anybody I want to be a child of God in my life, is your mistake. Give me all your blessings in my life forever and ever. Peace. Um, So today is the day of Saturn. Saturn rules over the root chakra, y'all. This is the Muladhara, means the root existence. Earth elements associated with the root chakra, of course. Number 4, being a 4-petal lotus, the base of the spine is where the root chakra is located. This gives you, when we are balanced, the goals here in the root chakra is to be grounded, disciplined, having order, boundaries, authority, survival of self. Basic resources, Ashra is the Hakao or Kring, Kring, right? For my frequency listeners, we're at 432 or 396 hertz. The A note for my musicians, the cube shape for my Reiki healers. You want to imagine a cube at the red wavelength, from 700 to 635 nm, and you can see it being stagnant. And as you're doing your breaths, you can make the cube rotate at the base of your spine, and you're inhaling groundedness and discipline, and you're exhaling uncertainty, and you're inhaling authority of self, and you're exhaling irresponsibility. And that is just the cycle of breath, because we know breath is spirit, right? And we're focusing that breath or that spirit to our root chakra, because we want that groundedness, we want that stability, we want to be the authority of self, right? Who is your authority? Some of you guys are comfortable giving other people, places, things, situations, and ideals outside of your self authority. And I'm not going to argue with you. If that's what you want to do, that is your business. You know, if you want your parents and your grandparents and their expectations to be authority, if you want your religion to be your authority, if you want the government or, you know, society or celebrities or random people on the internet to be your authority, that is your business, you know, but it is also your choice. So be responsible for your choices. And that's what the root chakra is all about. Like, if I want to give up authority on myself, I know that is my choice. I know that is my responsibility to give the authority and to take it back if I don't want to give it anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's all that there in the root chakra. You know, the root chakra is ruled by Saturn. Saturn day is the day we all up in. The internal side of the root chakra is ruled by Aquarius energy, which the sun is all up in there, right? We also have Mercury in Aquarius right now, and we have Pluto in Aquarius right now. Who else we got in Aquarius? We got a lot of planets over there in our soul, in our root chakra, the internal side of our root chakra. And the sun is in the fourth house, so home and family is also in that side of our root chakra. Um, Pluto's in the third house, so that's the house of community and communication over there. So not only do we have the fourth house of home and family, we have the third house of community. The fourth house is being ruled by Aquarius energy right now. So our home and family is on that space of revolutionary, you know, detaching. You know, a lot of you guys detaching from that matriarchal energy, you know, because that's what the fourth house rules over, you know, your emotional self, you know, coming more into an intellectual realm of things and you know, all that fun stuff. We love it. We still have a really nice lineup over there between Pisces and Aries too, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Um, we'll talk about that in the planetary hour. But we know that Aquarius is associated with a Asar. This is self-knowledge. The first Sephira, which is unity, power to be one with all. This is the crown chakra. This is the Ketters in the Merkaba. Now that while you know Aquarius is showing us our detachment or attachment to society and societal figures, and you know air deals with thoughts and intellect, what's being expressed on the external side of the root chakra while that air is going on is Capricorn energy, right? This is the discipline, the boundaries, you know, the challenges. We like to call trauma so much because we haven't configured our Aquarius correctly, our ketters, our knowledge correctly to transmute, you know. But Capricorn is the challenges and stuff like that that we experience based upon, you know, our power to be one with all, our outlook on society, and, you know, the ketters. Because, you know, your mind controls everything, right? I hope I'm making sense. I don't know how else to word this. I'm trying my best. But Capricorn is associated with Babilao, Seker, or Ta. This is the power and the underlining structure. Third sphere, manifest, create. In the Merkaba, this is Bina, understanding, which is the third sphere. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing, love? As far as Capricorn goes, we have the third house, the house of community and communication over there in Capricorn, and you guys know Pluto is sitting in the Capricorn constellation on the Vedic chart. So our energy exchanges is on those challenges, transformations on those challenges, and the boundaries and authority and the survival of self, while the mindset of detachment is dealing with Pluto, right, on the tropical chart. We also have that same connection with never mind, I was gonna lie to you. That's it. That's it. Well, yeah, so that's that for that, right? So we done went over today's mathematics, the gematria, the numerology of the day, the netarus. We went over the astrological, astronomical report. We've gone over the horoscope for West Africa, Native American, Chinese, Druids and the Celtics, the alchemy here, and you know, ancient Kemetic. We've gone over all of that stuff, as well as the Hebrew calendar. So let's get into the planetary hour. Y'all ready to get into the planetary hour? Who's with you? I got spirits with me. What do you mean? I already know I got spirits with me. Where you at, fool? What you think you trying to? You think you can spook me? I got spirits following me everywhere I go. They don't be doing nothing. Sometimes they talk too much, but they don't be doing nothing. There's somebody behind me. What they look like? Or something. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Hello. Fur. You can see the spirits around me. That's what's up. So can I, love. Alright. Let me see. Where is that part? So we can get into the planetary hours and I can let y'all go. So each day of the week is ruled by one of the 7 classical planets, which is Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. And the hours of the day are divided into a cycle with each other being associated with a particular planet. The sequence of planets follows a specific order known as the Chaldean order, based on their distance from Earth in ancient astronomy, right? So the planetary sequence is as follows: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Moon. The sequence is used to assign a planet to each of the 12 hours of the day and the 12 hours of the night, resulting in a 24-hour cycle. Same thing, right? And each planet is linked to a specific hour based on the start of the day. So, we start the day with the hour of Saturn because it's Saturn day, right? So, okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. So Saturn represents discipline, structure, and limitation. Saturn's hours are best for hard work, focus, and long-term planning. It's a good time for serious reflection or working on structures in your life, working on your, discipline, your boundaries, authority of self, dealing with authority, all that fun stuff like that. Saturn is also a good time to deal with your challenges. And we love it here. And we talked about Saturn's placements a little bit, right? Saturn is sitting over there tropically and Piscean energy. So the thought process of Saturn, the challenges and stuff is in that, Pisces space of my yacht. Anybody dealing with any type of situation where your heart is not as light as a feather or whatever, like Babylon walks around with the scales of Oba measuring your heart, you know what I'm saying? And the Egyptian is, your heart not as light as a feather, it gets devoured by the alligator type vibe. So that's the kind of that's what it entails for Saturn to be in Pisces. It's happening in the 4th house, in the house of home and family, nurturing the spiritual realm. So this is kind of like heavy on some as above, so below type. Whereas like you see how a lot of things are happening down here as far as like CEOs stepping down, people ascending, people being born, a lot of people coming out telling their business about what goes on in the home and family, what parent ain't really done, what wife, husband ain't really, what child ain't really, what I'm saying? People coming and telling their home business and the matriarchal stories, patriarchal stories, all that fun stuff. So a lot of that is happening in the cosmos as well. And I talked about that a few times. Like you see like the transference of power happening out here in the personified human form. The same thing is happening in the spiritual realm too. So that's kind of like that vibe of Saturn being in Pisces in the 4th house. As above, so below, as within, so is without. So like just like all the transformations happening in your home about who's in charge and all that stuff like that, same thing's happening outside with the corporations and things. Same thing is happening above with certain spirits are being asked to step down from their positions and certain spirits are being promoted. And that calls on some people to have to ascend, to go over to the other side and take those places, because some of these spirits was responding to some nut shit that some of these humans over here was calling on them to do. And so we know all of that, and it's all connected. Now on the Vedic side of things, Saturn is sitting over there in Aquarius. So, detaching from some of the challenges or quote unquote traumas that you've experienced in your life, learning how to do that, learning how to be revolutionary with the different, authority beings. We have a lot of different authority beings coming into the space and they're like, yeah, I guess like Musk, how he's going, this whole thing happening and the White House, because a lot of people have the White House and all those cabinets and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff that's going on over there is in a lot of people's root chakras. A lot of people, say, hey, the president is, the authority, the government is the federal is authority. Not just people, but also, smaller branches of government, everybody like federal funding this, federal funding that, because the feds are their authority, you know what I'm saying? So, having all that in alignment. you know. Seeing that being, pushed to be different, to detach and, do things in a different way. That is also that Saturn and in Aquarius happening in our energy exchanges. The hours of Saturn are 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., y'all. Okay? I have a challenge for you. What's the challenge? Jupiter also deals with long term planning, but while Saturn deals with like the challenges of it, excuse me, Jupiter is kind of like optimistic about it and more like about like growth and studying. And so Saturn is like, yeah, but like this can go wrong and that can go wrong, putting that in your Pisces and your imagination of the things that can go wrong. And Jupiter is like, okay, I have a solution for that. So, Jupiter represents expansion, abundance, and wisdom. Jupiter's hours are excellence for growth, study, and long-term planning. They could be good for optimism and generosity, joy, tapping into your sacral chakra, getting your wisdom from the oracle and sages, doing some type of philanthropic action and stuff like that. The hours of Saturn are from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., um, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., and then 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Okay. And we talked about Jupiter being over there in Gemini, bringing expansion and abundance and a generosity and an optimism all to our community and our communications and stuff like that. Also being mindful of being too fickle and all over the place with, who you're giving to and who you're receiving from. Having focus can be a little bit of difficulty with Jupiter being so expanded, and then Gemini, like the goal of Gemini is to learn how to be focused and stable. So being mindful of that. But this is happening in the seventh house, so this is the house of law and order. So, creating a sense of utopia, more philanthropic things happening in that community. And Gemini's community is kind of like your cousins, your relatives, not relatives, like your siblings, your grandparents, your aunts, uncles, like people, family members you grew up with, not so much as like the distant cousins that like I don't really be talking to like that. And then also in that like Tri-City area of community as well is Jupiter, like, classmates you grew up with, all that stuff like that. So, kind of like building with them. Hey, hey, from the States. I see you over there from Mexico. Um, Kind of like building on that and coming in seven, dealing with the justice scales, right? Now, in the energy exchange of things, Jupiter is sitting over there in Taurus. So that expansion and abundance is happening to our space of wealth and love and what we prioritize and what we value. And finding that balance between the material world and the spiritual world is the keys for Taurus, right? And again, that's happening in the seventh house of law, justice, and truth. So we have Jupiter not only creating that expansion and abundance for the community and our mindset, but also creating that realm in the material world, so I know my Jupiter, my was it my Geminis and my Taurians, you guys probably feel Jupiter energy heavy, especially now that Jupiter has officially gone prograde again and is moving back forward in those spaces, that wanting to do for people, wanting to give to people and all that stuff like that. Just make sure you stay righteous while you do it, because anything moving unrighteous, being as all that's happening in the seventh house, is going to bite you in the butt. Maybe not right away, but trust and believe it's gonna happen. All right. So the hours of Mars hours are 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and then 11 p.m. to midnight. Mars represents action, aggression, and energy. All right. Mars hours are good for assertion, physical activity, and combating obstacles. It's a good time for strengthening your willpower if you want to, like, go to the gym and, work out, working on your solar plexus chakra, which is your space of power, your celestial enforcer. Like, what internal laws do you find yourself enforcing or you want to enforce more so on? What triggers you, into that ambition energy or even that anger energy, you know what I'm saying? What gets your fire going? Because that's what Mars is, the fire in your gut, right? And the gut controls the mind, and everything starts with thought. Now, Mars is still in retrograde, y'all, because we are not quite in Aries season yet. So chill, chill, chill. You know what I'm saying? I know we're getting, really excited, real amped up, but it's not time yet. Mars is still in retrograde. It's sitting over there in Cancer energy, which is also a debilitating energy. And it's debilitating because Mars likes to be all about that action, right? I wanna be on the move. Your gut always wanna be on the move. Your gut is always telling your body to do things. You know what I'm saying? Like nonstop. The fire is always going, right? But Cancer is water, and Cancer is more so like going inward rather than, being out and about. And then also Cancer is square Aries energy. You know what I'm saying? That first to fourth house, that's a square right there. So, keeping that in mind as well. But yeah, so actually, I don't see it as being too tough. I just see it like, finding having more introspection on what motivates you. This is a time to like do some journaling. Like when the springtime come around and start getting nice outside, this is what I want to put my celestial enforcer towards. This is the law and order that I want enforced in my space. This was the mayat that I want enforced. This is how I want my flowers to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a time to do all of that more so than, oh yeah, I want to get this going, I want to get that going, woo wop. You know what I'm saying? Like, and acting, it's not acting time yet. Now it's more so like introspection, nurturing. What do you need to nurture that action? Things like that. um and Mars is sitting over there in the ninth house, which brings us right back to Jupiter. And Jupiter got us over there in Gemini and Taurus energy, in the seventh house of Libra. So, it brings us back up into that energy of expansion and abundance, being optimistic. A lot of this is going to come from you guys meditating and grounding yourself, as nine deals with that wisdom from the oracles and the sages. So, taking that action, you know what I'm saying? On meditating, journaling, if journaling is a meditative thing for you, grounding outside, listening to the sound bowls, do whatever you got to do. That's where we're doing it, right? And that's happening all in our thoughts. Now in a Vedic chart, which is happenings and events, Mars is sitting over there in Gemini, again bringing us back to Jupiter, right? But it's in Gemini and the energy exchanges, so a lot of that motivation is going to go towards your community, your communication. Again, be mindful between Jupiter and Gemini and our thoughts, expanding our thoughts on what we do, what we want to learn, where we want to be, which can bring us unfocused. When Mars goes prograde, Mars is going to start that prograde in Gemini, and let me tell you, as someone who has their native Mars in Gemini, because my Mars is in Gemini. You guys you really want to find focus. You want to balance. You want to learn how to work that out. I would say, because like some of you guys might natively have your Mars in Gemini, what I have learned is doing something for hours at a time doesn't work for me. If I take like breaks, like, okay, for an hour I'm gonna do this, and an hour I'm gonna do that, and an hour I'm gonna do this, instead of thinking, oh, I'm gonna sit here and try to do three, four, five things at one time. The law of physics says no two things can sit in the same place at the same time. So just have that, take that breath and just learn how to split up your time. If there are multiple things that you want to do, what I'm saying? If you are dealing with that beautiful Jupiter and Gemini, and you want to know how to act on it with the Mars and Gemini, then say, hey, well, from 2 to 4, I'm over here doing this. From take a break in between that. 4:30 to 6:30, I'm over here doing that. Then from 7 o'clock to whatever, you get what I'm saying? Like, just still have some sort of order and balance to it, but you still get the opportunity to like touch the different things that you want. So again, use this Mars in retrograde to really plan the things out, because when the sun comes and the you guys start moving more outwardly, especially to my summer signs out there. Most of my signs are in the summertime. I don't really got too many signs in the winter and in the fall. So when I speak to y'all, I'm speaking to myself. But a lot of you guys, pay attention to where your summertime and your springtime signs are, because those are the signs that will be awakening, as we enter that Aries New Year's energy. You want to see, how you're going to be invoked and stuff like that. So don't use this time to, journal and go inward. Anywho, The hours of the sun are from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., which we're about to close out right now. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then at midnight, of course, we start Sunday on on the sun, right? So the sun doesn't, like the sun and Mars are kind of the same, but while Mars deals with assertiveness and aggression, the sun is more so like vitality, creativity, and self-expression. The hours are good for starting new ventures, leadership, and activities that require confidence and expression and all that stuff like that. We talked about the sun being in Aquarius all across the board, tropical, Vedic, Draconic, mind, body, and soul, all being, in that space in the fourth house, focusing on home and family and our expression and our creative self and what we're putting our actions towards, being in tune with that feminine, intuitive, energy, your third eye, start expressing more, so having more like spiritual, emotional experiences. It's just like really tying together that internal, external self. Like they're like really becoming one right now, having more spiritual experiences, right? Um, the hours of Venus, 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., which we're about to go into if you guys are on the East Coast like me. 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. We're in the hours of Venus. Now, Venus is pretty self explanatory. You're dealing with wealth and love, business and relationships, what you value, what you prioritize. So Venus represents love, beauty, and harmony. The hours are good for activities involving relationships, beauty, art, and relaxation. It's a good time for romantic activities and aesthetic work, which is pretty fun. You like it there, right? We like creating stuff, right? And so Venus, our wonderful heart chakra, is sitting over there in Aries in our thought process in the fifth house. The fifth house is that Leo house, so it's a lot of fire surrounding Venus, new beginnings and being confident and courageous during our new beginnings. Fifth house deals with our house of children, one. So wanting to, be hello from what does NZ stand for? Oh, New Zealand? Oh, peace, Tay. I've been wanting to expose evil lately. Is that good? Yeah, why not? Brainwash, if you want to speak, you can speak. You've been speaking all this whole time. So yeah, Venus is sitting over there in Aries, new beginnings to our heart chakra, our space of wealth and business, our space of, what we prioritize, aligning, the material and the physical and all that stuff like that. I mean, material and the spiritual and the balance in that, but, being more confident, like I said, Aries energy deals with like new beginnings in the fire. So, um, you know, and that's in alignment with us being in the year 2025, dealing with Hero Kahuti, which is Aries energy, a lot of things being in the fire. So, a lot of new beginnings happening in business in that realm of things. Which is assertive new beginnings, aggressive new beginnings in our heart chakras, right? And that's in our thought process. Now, in the actual energy exchanges, Venus is sitting over there and Pisces energy still. So, Venus in our energy exchanges deals with our vortex and what we're vibrating to and what our heart is attracting to in our space. So, whatever you imagine in that Pisces energy, Pisces is associated with your imagination, with your chesed. That was like in a divine alignment with the different books that we've been reading in the book club. The secret being one of them, like, what you imagine, you attracting your vortex. And that was a nice little pregame, and that wasn't even intentional, but it was a nice little foreshadow to you guys, like seeing like, okay, planets are moving out of Pisces and moving into the next, space. So what are you going to do with it, right? Speaking of Pisces and planets, let's get on some Mercury that's over there in Pisces. The Mercurian hours are 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. So, yeah, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and then 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mercury deals with, your scheduling of self, your moral and integral code, represents communication, intellect, and business. The hours of Mercury are ideal for learning, writing, traveling, or anything requiring communication and trade. So, Mercury is like the magic time right now because Venus is over there. I mean, Venus, the moon is sitting over there in Virgo all across the board. So, heavy on the Mercury energy today, especially being the day of 8, which is Sebek, which is associated with Had, Mercurian energy in the Merkaba, as well as in the Netarus, right? So, invoking things in your space during that hour is really cool. Mercury is sitting over there in Pisces, like I said, invoking the things in your imagination, communicating the things in your imagination, and learning about them, right? We're heavy on that. Also, realizing like the things that you want, like, started to make them goals. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have these like really dope dreams and aspirations, and Pisces also deals with your subconscious and Akashic records and things hidden beneath the horizon. So, like, if you're like feeling it and you're imagining it and stuff like that, why not work towards bringing it into fruition? Why not work towards evoking it into your physical, like, but if that's not what you want, like, cool beans. But if it is, anywho, Mercury sitting over there with Neptune and Saturn, to support you. Saturn, helps create the limitations and the restrictions that bring the non-physical things into the physical. So, we give thanks for that, alignment. Neptune is over there in Pisces, really enhancing the dreams and the subconscious, and like AJ saying, the desire to reveal evil and stuff like that. You might, that's the other fish on the other side. That's why the Pisces symbol is like a fish going upward and a fish going downward and a line in the middle. The goal is to be the line in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, uh, that's the balance scales. That's the scales of Maya, and Mercury is invoking those different things to come out. Now, in the energy exchanges of things that happenings. Hey, Flex, how you doing, love? Mercury is sitting over there, and Aquarius energy still in the energy exchanges. So while our mindset is on invoking what we dream and what we imagine in our space, our energy exchanges is still on, organizing, our experiences in society, learning more about it, our place in it, how detached we are, letting go of, invoking our ability to let go of some stuff, to attach to other things, different labels and stuff. It's all fun. Um, the hours of the moon, last but certainly not least, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and then 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Um, the moon deals with home and family. It represents your emotions, your intuition, and your nurturing self. The moon's hours are great for emotional work, home life, activities that require compassion and reflection and meditation and tapping into your third eye. We know that we talked about the moon being in Aquarius on the tropical, Vedic, and Draconic chart. Um, all across the board, dealing with your root chakra and your power, unity to be one with all, being rooted upward in the cosmos and down in the earth realm at the same time, being balanced in that. That's what's heavy on the third eye. Society and societal energy, being innovative. We know that the moon is sitting. Shit, I said the moon. It's time for bed. I'm almost done. Virgo. The moon is in Virgo all across the board. Tropical, Vedic, and Draconic. The sun is in Aquarius. Tropical, Vedic, and Draconic. Excuse me. But the moon over there, organizing and labeling things. And let me give y'all reading. um, the overall theme for the reading today is dreams. Ew. Focusing on our Neptune, and this is the cursive symbol for Saturn energy. So we know they're both sitting over there in Pisces vibes, but we're focusing on our dreams, visualizing our dreams. Like I said, Saturn gives us the restrictions and the boundaries and the limitations and the challenges that bring that non-physical energy, that has its own laws, right? And bringing and putting them through the funnel of the laws of physical things so that it can be born into the physical realm. So, aligning that non-physical to be born into the physical is like key today. Pay attention to your dreams. For dealing with that number of the root chakra, for dealing with that number of creation and physical, and one being that intellect connection. I really want to see y'all living out y'all delusions. Why not? And let's expound on this. Um, We do have the reverse Knight of Wands here. So it's kind of like not really being aggressive or assertive about, moving towards creating your dreams, but there will be some challenges. I want y'all to work on y'all confidence a little bit in yourself when you're embarking on these things, especially when you're dealing with the equal opposite energy, or even that Mars energy or that Venus and Aries energy as you attracted things in your vortex. Because for every energy, there's an equal opposite energy. There's like I can sit up here and I can have people up here that support me and support the things I do and show up every night with me. And then I have that same equal opposite energy of people down there trolling and saying, mean, hurtful, mean spirited things, which don't affect me at all because, I'm very confident in what it is that I do. I've been doing this for a long time. Um, we also have the reverse Wheel of Fortune that I pulled for y'all. So a lot of this is that waving feeling that you guys are feeling in your solar plexus chakra when it comes to embarking on your dreams. A lot of that is coming from you guys not trusting the universe. You guys are, holding on to things. You're not fully letting go. So I want you guys to work on like letting go and letting the universe, you kind of like take the things. You don't have to be in control. Just open your hands a little bit. You plan and you organize. You have the dreams. You have the visualizations. You did the meditations. You allowed the algorithms to come into your body and program your body to do the things that your body needs to do to make the dreams happen. Now trust all the other things because a lot of different people and places and things, situations need to like go through some things so you can have that thing to happen. This person needs to lose their job and find something else. This person needs to, have a gain in something. This person needs to lose $20. That person needs to come into a situation that makes them even build the opportunity that you're about to walk into. Like there's so many things that need to happen. And so you have to be patient as, stuff goes through the non-physical into the physical funnel. Everything is bigger than you. So sometimes you just got to come out of yourself and be like, am I doing the things right? Yeah, you're doing the things right. But like, understand that like, at least like 200,000 people and situations have to come into play for you to have what it is that you're asking for. So relax, okay? Um, and then the part of self to focus on is the Seven of Pentacles, the Netzach, which we love, right? That was the energy we were dealing with heavy yesterday was Netzach, which was the seven. Friday was the day of seven, the celestial designers. And then today, when we did the numerology and we said today's the day of 16 of 6, which came from it being 15, and we put it into the 2 and we put it into the 8, we got back 1 and 7, which was the knowledge of Netzach, right? So ultimately bringing today into the day of 8. But yeah, Saturn and Taurus, challenges happening in that space of the celestial designer, right? Challenges also happening in, your priorities, what you're valuing, and finding that balance between the physical and the non-physical realm. You know what I'm saying? Um, you guys want to work on that, what you're prioritizing, what you're valuing between the physical and the non-physical. That will help you guys a lot in your designing of things and learning how to let go. Moving in a space of gratitude and focusing on this is the crown chakra color. So focusing on your crown chakra and moving your auric body and gratitude throughout this entire experience will definitely help you gravitate to the things that it is that you're trying to manifest, and start looking at the things you've already done. you know um we see a space of good choices. That is the spiritual, the divinity card is making good choices. 6 and 5, equality on your power brings you to 11, which is a space of mastery. So overall, I just want y'all to move in more confidence and courageousness, not just for yourself but also into the universe for what it is that you're designing in your space, and just like putting those auric energies of gratitude into your space will help you, tremendously. And so that's the card reading I got for you guys. We do have a really nice, just to let you guys know, I know I got some spellcasters out there. We do have like an equilateral triangle going on in the sky. The top part of the triangle is going to in between the 10th and the 11th house, and it's pointing towards the south node and the moon. The moon and the south node are kind of hand in hand over there in Virgo. The moon is over there at 26 degrees Virgo, while the south node is at 29 degrees Virgo. So, that comfort self and that intuitive self and all that stuff happening in that space of like what we've been learning, right? How we've been organizing and scheduling ourselves. That is the beginning of the triangle. Now, when we go to one point of the triangle, that's taking us to the seventh house of balance and harmony, law, justice, and truth, right? And that's bringing us to Uranus. Uranus, the planet, the progressive planet, is pushing us to move things and do things a little different, right? Progressively. It's sitting over there in Taurus, so we're getting those progressive pushes over there in our space of wealth, the balance of material and spiritual. In that seventh house, right? So that is one side of the triangle, dealing with that progressive push in our heart chakra, the internal and external side. And then the other side of the triangle brings us to the IC line, which is the line between the third and the fourth house, community and home and family. And we have the sun sitting over there, pretty much on that line, kind of, kind of at the 15 degrees in Aquarius. So, top of the triangle is Virgo with the sun in the north node, our comfort self and our intuitive, third eye. And it's being supported by the progressive push in our heart chakra of, Taurus in the seventh house, and our expressive experiences of the sun over there in Aquarius between the third and the fourth house. So, you guys can make your equilateral triangle and put those energies together however way you guys want to. And, organize yourself based upon your progressive pushes and being an innovative. And it may help you out with this reading right here, right? And we move in gratitude. So, that's what I got for you today, my cosmic nobodies. My apologies that I was gone for so long, but we got to catch up in the numerology and the astrological astronomical report, and we did it in good timing. It's only been like an hour and 20 minutes. Yay. Um, Thank you guys for showing up. Even if you guys just showed up to troll, I always appreciate you guys, your time, energy, and effort. You guys are getting more and more creative with the insults, and I really appreciate it. Got some good material. Shout out to you guys over and Meet Me. I appreciate y'all for pulling up and expanding on the information. I appreciate you guys expanding on the information over there on TikTok as well as YouTube. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be more responsible. I will show up. But I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be getting back into reading the Sefer Yetzirah again. I know I took a few days off from that as well. I just needed a break. I needed a break, and I took it. Okay. But we'll be back to reading the Book of Formation again tomorrow, as well as I will see you guys again for the mathematics. On Sunday, I I might not read with you guys tomorrow. We'll see how my tomorrow plays out. Because I really want to finish, getting my last minute touches. Sunday, I will be teaching a tarot class. If you guys are interested in building your own tarot deck, I suggest buying some blank tarot cards or some index cards, and maybe just purchasing some construction paper and cutting it up to your liking, to whatever shapes you guys want to come up to. Some of you guys like circles, diamonds, whatever. I don't care. But bring your cards, your blank cards, or your deck that you already have and you just want to get more acquainted to them. I have a Build Your Own Tarot Deck course happening on Sunday from 2 p.m. EST to 4:44 p.m. It is a free master class. So if you're interested, you guys can reach out to me on Instagram, Sunshine Monieel. So Sunshine Monie L. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok under that name, or lesnobodies@gmail.com. I will give you the link so that you can RSVP and add that class into your Google Calendar. Again, the class is free, so you're more than welcome to pull up. In addition to that, the next few Sundays, I have a few different free master classes coming up to be really excited about. And they're free if you show up live. Now, once it's done live, these are pre-recorded classes because they will be a part of the Cosmic Nobodies University. So this is the only time you're going to catch those classes live. After that, they will be up for purchase, if you guys are interested. And yeah, so that's what I got for you guys. I appreciate it. Reach out if you guys would like a personal reading. If you have an event coming up and you want me to come and do a workshop with you guys, showing you guys how to read your charts and align them to your chakras and whatever what have you. I also do free consultations, so you let me know. You want me to do a one-on-one or some group type stuff. You got a family, an organization, an event, whatever you want to do. I got something for you. So I'll see you guys later. See y'all on YouTube. Peace, peace, y'all. And I will see you guys later.